Okay, had our last practice today. We really focused on fundamentals, focused on techniques, all the little things, and we kind of went back to even the first of spring because we wanted to make sure our guys fully understood the base offense, defense techniques so they could actually get better this summer when they work on their own instead of developing bad habits. We didn't go against each other. We stayed separate, offense and defense. The whole time, and that was by design, so we could focus on ourselves and everything that goes with it. Our coaches will be in the evaluation mode the next couple days before they hit the road recruiting. And but overall, I'd say it was a solid spring, and for the most part, we accomplished the goals that we set out.
Gus, just big picture, I mean, what did you kind of gain from the team? What did you learn about your team?
Well, the attitude. The team togetherness, I mean, that was my big thing. I mean, I've said all along, the X's and O's and the schemes, that'll come with time. But the attitude, I really feel like this team, we got closer. We talked about hard-nosed physical edge, and we put them through it. And they survived it, and I feel like they got better in that area. Now, we still got work to do in all areas, but I really feel like we improved.
What's the depth chart look like at this point?
Well, the next couple of days, our coaches will be in evaluation modes, and the position coaches and the coordinators, then they'll share it with me, and then we'll kind of work together, and then I'll be able to come back probably sometime next week and clarify those areas.
Do you keep track of the pace between plays for your offense, like from the start of spring to now? I mean, do you kind of monitor that to see how you're improving?
Are you talking about the number of plays
Yeah,
or how fast?
just how you get it, how quick it takes you to get from play to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things in my clock in my mind. I know it's quick or fast enough, and we're trying to go a lot faster in the game in everything we do, so the game seems slow. That gives us more reps, and it also programs our guys to be able to recover quickly on that.
When Brandon King first signed Gus, Ellis was thinking that he might be a star. But the way that Justin Garrett has played, have you kind of rethinking how you might use him?
There is some things about, of course, when you've got to recruit, you try to figure out the best place to put them starting out. And you learn so much about your guys, and we learned a lot about our guys even the first week, the guys that played before. So, Ellis, after his evaluations of everyone in the spring, then these signees, we'll start plugging them in positions where we feel like we can utilize them best, at least to start out fall camp.
Gus, Rob was saying yesterday that the quarterbacks are still pretty much equal, and that not much has really changed in the spring. When you now shift towards, you're thinking towards August, how do you approach the quarterback position? What your thoughts are on it regarding the two guys you have and the three guys that are going to be coming in?
Well, we'll evaluate them a little bit more thorough now that we're done. We'll have all the compiled stats and kind of put everything together. We'll meet with them. We'll talk about the things they need to improve on. And then in the summer, and of course in the fall camp, we'll open the positions up. And the quarterback position, you want to name a guy sooner rather than later. I believe Chris Todd probably 2 weeks into fall camp. Cam was a little bit quicker, so it's all specialized as far as the situation. So, but that'll be one of those things early in fall camp. The earlier, the better.
When you talk about those evaluation days that are upcoming, what areas right now do you feel like you kind of know, if any, and what are you really going to have to focus on?
Yeah, I'd say there's very few areas that we really know 100% for sure, but that's not a bad thing. We talked about trying to develop depth and all that and try to get some type of order. We have a whole lot more information now than when we started, and that's a good thing.
How is your thought process as far as the prospects for next season from when you accepted the position in December to now after full spring practice and winter workouts and things like that?
Are you talking about with our current players?
Yeah, just as far as now that you've seen what you've seen, and I mean you were familiar obviously with basically everybody anyway, but now that you've gone through spring and winter workouts, how has your thoughts of approaching for next season changed in the past 4 months?
Well, the big thing for me, like I said earlier, was to bring our team together and to play together, get our edge back, that mental and physical toughness edge, and we've improved. And I like where we're at right now, leaving spring as far as our attitude. it'll just be a matter of how hard we can work during the summer, and hopefully they'll come back, improved from today.
You talked about how important attitude is and mindset. With this coming off the season they had last year and then seeing the support of the fans, it seems like there's no lack of motivation for these players. Do you think that's going to carry them through the summer when maybe you're not around?
Yeah, it definitely should. The fact what they went through last year and, the steps we've taken so far, and then, we got the best fans in the country, and they showed that during our spring game, and that meant the world to our players. They ought to be very encouraged. They ought to be very motivated. And, the teams that are successful and win, they find a way over the summer to get better.
Do you have an update on Demetrius McNeil?
I do not.
Is there a timetable with Demetrius, now that spring is over, obviously, and we're not coming back till sometime in August? Is there a timetable before August? Is there a date, a deadline to be whatever this needs to be resolved?
Yeah, I said it's day to day. I mean, I'm hoping to have some clarity probably the next time I talk to you.
Take a few more.
Guys, talk about your team's health in the spring, and it seems like you stayed fairly healthy. Did that help you guys?
Yeah, for the most part, we were very physical, and that was by design too. And for the most part, we had a few bumps and bruises, and a couple injuries, but for the most part, it was fairly healthy. So I feel very good about that.
Is Tamaya going to be able to come back and play this
We're
fall?
definitely hoping so. I mean, that is the plan.
You talked a lot about I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you talked a lot about the attitude, but do you leave feeling like better or worse about the talent level and depth you got and about the rebuilding job you got?
We've got some talent, some areas. We got some areas that, we need to improve on. We're going to need some of these young guys coming in to help, give us some depth at least, but I really like our attitude.
The offensive line depth, we kept hearing from players, even unprompted, it seems to be a group that's really not getting a lot of credit for some of the successes you guys have seen. Are you happy with the progress this spring?
We got a bunch of young, talented guys, and it takes, 5 guys, and that's one of the positions that they really got to have a lot of reps together before they start gelling. And but I believe that's one area that the future is very bright with the young talent we've got, and I expect them to get nothing but better. And excited to watch their progress.
Gus, now that
Gus, the attitude change you talked about a lot. When did you start seeing that sort of come about? When did you start?
Talking about the attitude?
Yes.
It's been a process. I think each day that we've improved. At first we were pretty separated, and each day we got a little better. And like I said, I like where we're at now. I mean, we still got work to do, but I really like where we're at.
Gus, with spring wrapped up, and obviously the focus in the spring was primarily on the team here, when do you focus your attention and try to shift your attention now to August 31st and the beginning of the season in Washington State?
That'll be, during the summer. I mean, we'll start breaking things down, and we'll start focusing on different teams, but that'll be towards the summer. We've got to worry about ourselves a little bit longer right now.
All right, Coach.
Okay, hey, thank you all.